Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another video. How's everybody doing? It's week 3. We're back to do our week 3 NFL picks, talking about all the games that are going on this week, recapping what happened last week, simulating the game of the week on Madden, which you can see on the screen right now, and of course giving the picks and predictions for what I think is going to happen this week. So this NFL season's shaping up to kind of suck. Like the league's down. This is a down year. I mean, let's just go through the list. So it's week 3. Ben Roethlisberger gone. Eli's about to be done. Sam Darnold's got mono. You got Andrew Luck retired. You got, what's his name? You got Tom Brady still playing. Mahomes is good. But then you got, what's his name? Aaron Rodgers is like losing his mind on the sideline. The Jets are down to like, I don't even know, like some high school quarterback that they're playing with now. What's his name? Nick Foles is done. You got half the teams didn't even have quarterbacks to begin with. You got the Raiders lost Antonio Brown. There's his whole lawsuit. You got the Dolphins tanking. They're getting blown out like 150-0 every week. The Eagles are, going sideways now. You got Kyler Murray isn't living up to the hype. Cam Newton's done. Eli Manning's basically done. He got benched. You got the Saints. Drew Brees is done. Drew Brees is done for about 8 weeks basically, but kind of. I mean, I don't know how the team's gonna recover from that. You got the Browns. Turns out they suck. I mean, it's like it's week 3 and the year's kind of already over. Like, I mean, this is all right. Here's what it is. All right, you got the AFC. You got AFC, you got the Patriots, okay, you got the Chiefs, maybe the Ravens, but I mean, come on, like, I mean, who have they've played 2 suck teams, so there's that, and then in the NFC, you got the Cowboys. I'm not buying into the Rams again, and you got the Saints, but they're kind of done now, so it's like, I don't know, like, I mean, so it's basically, we can just kind of cut to the Super Bowl at this point. I mean, it's either going to be Patriots, Rams, or Chiefs-Rams, Patriots-Eagles, or Chiefs-Eagles, and Patriots-Cowboys, or Chiefs-Cowboys. I mean, I think the Saints losing Drew Brees for, I mean, so what is it now, 6 to 8 weeks? I mean, assuming during that time they're going to lose, like 4 games if he's out 8 weeks. I mean, they're already down. I mean, I don't see how they're going to do it. I mean, the NFC South sucks. So, I mean, there's always that, but I just don't understand, how. That's just a destabilizing thing to happen to a team, to lose Drew Brees like that. And he's going to come back, and is he going to be the same? I mean, because for that team to be successful, he's going to be playing out of his mind. Because, I mean, you see the things that he does, in those games, at the ends of games. So it's like, it just seems like, I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying the Cowboys could be in the Super Bowl. But, I mean, if they continue on the path they're on now, playing the way that they're playing, and all the other teams seems like they just can't get their act together this season for one way or another, you can realistically see a Patriots-Cowboys Super Bowl, which is, America's worst nightmare right there. But, what are you going to do? So it's like the sky's already fallen and it's week 3. All right, so let's go through. I'll give our picks for this week. So Thursday night game, Tennessee at Jacksonville. The Jags suck. Jalen Ramsey got traded to Pittsburgh. That's another team that just sucks. Tennessee Titans. This is the worst. Okay, the only way you can have a worse Thursday night game is if it was like the Bengals. No, it was like the Bengals at the Buccaneers, and it's like a really hot game where guys are just quitting because it's that hot, and it's like the worst broadcast team, and there's like a 90-minute lightning delay. Like that's like short of that. This is like the worst Thursday night game you could have. I mean, this really sucks. All right, give me Tennessee. I mean, Jacksonville's just got nothing left. Give me Tennessee. It's a sad story what happened to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, you look at last year. You look at not last year, 2017-18 season. It looks like they had something going, and then everything fell apart. Like they beat the Patriots in week 2 last year, and then they went like 3 they won like 3 games the rest of the season after that. So I mean, they really haven't done very much since. Give me Tennessee. Mike Vrabel down. I mean, it seems like, they got some kind of a clue. So, next game, oh my God, these are the worst games I've ever seen. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. The Bengals suck. The Buffalo Bills are 2-0. I mean, Buffalo Bills. So I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win. The Buffalo Bills are going to be 3-0 after this game, which is pretty deceiving. So there's that. Yeah, give me Buffalo winning this game. And I want to see how long Buffalo can keep this thing going. All right, so let's see Buffalo Bills. Let's see their schedule real quick. Okay, so the party ends next week. They play the Patriots. All right, so that's the end of that. All right, so 3-0, and then it's the end of the Buffalo Bills. Next game, oh my God, the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. So the Dallas Cowboys, like I said, this is a team that it looks like finally after 30 years might have it together again, or 25 years or whatever, finally might have it together again. I mean, they flashed in like 2016, they had something going, but they've looked really good this year. Dak can pass again. It looks like he did in 2016 when he had his mojo going. Ezekiel Elliott's back. That's kind of, you look at this team, and I just feel like, given not only the fact they've been playing relatively well, but how crap every other team is and the injuries and everything, this is their year. I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl, but they can make a run this year. They really could. Miami Dolphins, on the other hand, I mean, this is advanced next level tanking. I've never seen tanking the likes of which we're seeing from the Miami Dolphins. I mean, this is like, they lose 59-10 in week 1, 43-0 in week 2, and it's like that might not even be enough because this might not even be enough to get the number 1 pick because there's other teams that are tanking even harder than them. So it's like, you got to keep your eye on that. Obviously, I got Dallas winning this game. Next game up, Denver Broncos at Green Bay Packers. So Green Bay, I don't know what to make of Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers has not been right since like 2016, I think, maybe even before then. You just mentally, the guy's not right. He doesn't set his feet. He just wants to run around and throw a Hail Mary at the end. Like, he's just not. I'm not seeing it with this guy. I don't know what it is. He's just not. Doesn't have it. But nonetheless, that should be enough to beat the hapless Denver Broncos, who have not been good since like 2015, when they won the Super Bowl. So I mean, you look at this team. You look at Green Bay. I mean, he had the whole Aaron Rodgers had the whole beef on the sideline with Coach Matt LaFleur. Not really sure what to make of that. They still won the game, but like, I don't know if it's really been because of him. I mean, it seems like Green Bay finally has a defense. So I mean, I don't know how long that's going to last, but it should be enough to beat the Denver Broncos. Next game up, Indianapolis Colts and the Atlanta Falcons. So the Falcons beat the Eagles the other night. Really, I mean, the Eagles had a chance to win at the end of the game. They had a bunch of drops and then couldn't get the job done. But the Eagles, they might have their mojo back, like 2017 style over here. On the other hand, the Atlanta Falcons beat them. I think that's, gives them some sort of, street cred, if you will. But then you got the Colts, again, just a bunch of hapless teams. The Colts, the Broncos, the Dolphins, the Bengals, the Jaguars, the Buccaneers, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Giants. It's like every team, like half the league sucks, like, and just is not even trying. So, you get the Colts, who that was a team that could have been a Super Bowl contender. Andrew Luck retires, and then that's kind of the end of that. So, you look at this game, you look at these two teams, and it's like, at the end of the day, does it really even matter? I don't know. I don't know. The Falcons, they don't have to travel far for this game. Same time zone. Or is it? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I think it is. But, it's like, you're playing in Indy. It's a team that's still trying to recover from Andrew Luck's retirement. You got, Jacoby Brissett throwing the ball down there now. I feel like the Falcons are good enough. They won last week. They should win this game. Next game here, I think, let me just scroll through here. I want to see if this is the game of the week. So Baltimore at Kansas City. This might just be the game of the week. Let me just check. So the game of the week, I would have had New Orleans at Seattle as the game of the week, but Drew Brees is gone, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Yeah, this is the game of the week. Baltimore, Kansas City. This is the best game on the schedule here. So both teams are 2-0. Both teams are got quarterbacks that are just playing out of their mind. Lamar Jackson, last year there's the criticism that he's only a running back. He can't really throw. He can't do X, Y, and Z. Then he comes out this year guns blazing. Now, granted, he's played. Let's just kind of preface this by saying that thus far the two teams he's ball against are the Miami Dolphins and the Arizona Cardinals. Not teams that are very good at playing football, so you got to factor that in. At the same time, Kansas City looking pretty good. Patrick Mahomes, doesn't he only scored one quarter, but he's he just turns it on and that's enough. I don't see how you stop him unless you get a really good defense. Even then, I just really don't see The only team that I could feel, the only team in the league of the 31 other teams, AFC, NFC, that I could feel like could stop them are the Patriots. That's only because of their defense. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like Kansas City's offense, I think, is the best in the league, but I think New England has the defense to slow it down and make it. You know, I mean, they did it last year, and that defense isn't even. You understand the Patriots haven't allowed a touchdown in 3 games going back to the playoffs last season? I mean, it's like the only team in the league that plays some defense, really. But, you know, anyways, so you got Baltimore and Kansas City. I think these are the second and third best teams in the AFC. The rest of the teams, it's not even like the second and third. I should say they're the only other they're the only other good teams in the AFC. So, other than the Patriots. So, I mean, you look at this game. I feel like this is a really important game because if Baltimore goes in there and somehow guts out a win, and I don't know why this should be the Sunday night game. What is the Sunday night game? The Rams at the Browns. Get out of here with that. I mean, I guess early, you know, in April, it probably looks like a good game. But nonetheless, you know, you look at this. I feel like if Baltimore goes in there, and if somehow they gut out a win and they give the Chiefs a black eye, you know, they hit Mahomes right in the mouth, not literally, just figuratively speaking. They go in there, they jam receivers at the line, they get sacks, they get pressures, and you know, they go out there with the controlled drive, run the ball, you know, like things like that. You keep the Chiefs off the field and they win. Then I'd say watch out for the Baltimore Ravens, because I mean, this is a team that's looked really good, albeit against pretty bad competition. I mean, I guess you could sort of say the same thing with the Chiefs too. But you know, you look at these two teams, and I just feel like whoever wins this game, that's who's going to New England for the AFC Championship game. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, then again, though, you know, these teams are going to have to play each other again, you know, in playoffs, assuming that everything kind of stays in the course that it's on now. But, you know, this is a game to watch. So, in terms of who's going to win this game, I got Baltimore winning this game. I just feel like Kansas City, they've been kind of gliding against crap teams that haven't really hit them in the mouth, you know what I mean? Haven't really, you know, stood there and, you know, made them play left-handed. But if there was ever a team that can go into somebody else's stadium and just straight up just scrap it out for 60 minutes and just, you know, be tough and aggressive and, you know, jam guys at the line and just not be intimidated, it's, historically speaking, it's the Baltimore Ravens. Like, the Baltimore Ravens are a team that, you know, historically can give anybody a run for their money in any game, anywhere, at any time. Like, they're just a tough, you know, just a rough and tumble, rough around the edges team that just, it's Baltimore, right? This is like the Wire of the, if the Wire was an NFL team, it's this team. I just give him a lot of credit. Harbaugh is one of the only coaches in the league that I think has a clue. You know, I'd say it's like Belichick, obviously, Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, Harbaugh, and I mean, really, after that, it's like, I mean, just in terms of coaching, I mean, he's a guy that at least has a clue. I'm not saying Andy Reid doesn't have a clue, but Andy Reid in a pressure situation where he's got to make game management decisions, he just can't do it. I don't know why. It's just unreal. Like, even, you know, you think, like, you know, okay, well, he's been criticized for that forever, so eventually he's going to get over it. Last year, AFC Championship game, overtime, Patriots are streaking down the field, doesn't call it time. It's like, it's just been, it's always been true that this guy, you know, just problems with game management, timeouts, things like that. So Baltimore goes in there, gives them a game, makes them play left-handed, hits them hard. I can see them winning this game. I feel like that's going to happen. All right, then again, so next game, Oakland Raiders at Minnesota Vikings. So Oakland Raiders, I'm rooting hard for the Oakland Raiders, and the reason for that is that fan base has just been, I mean, the team's moving, the stadium sucks. They haven't been competitive in, like, other than in, like, 2016 until Derek Carr broke his arm or leg or whatever it was. They haven't been competitive since, like, then. And then other than that, like, 2001, you know, the Tuck Rule game. Like, other than that, they've just been suffering out there with this team. And now the team's leaving, and it's like, you know, and then Gruden goes back there. Really, realistically, honestly speaking, more than anything else, I'm rooting for them because of just the nostalgia of Gruden and the Raiders in 2001 and just the whole thing. I just root for the nostalgia. You know, I'm just a sucker for nostalgia, so I'm rooting hard for them. Minnesota Vikings, on the other hand, Minnesota Vikings are a team that I feel like, I just feel like one of the things in sports is you have to update your opinion of a team. Like, a team will make a Super Bowl run one season and then kind of suck the next, and you'll think like, oh, you know, I know they're good just because of, you know, your recency bias, I guess you could say. So you look at a team like the Vikings, and you think, like, oh, no, they've been okay. I mean, okay, they beat the Falcons, and then they lose to the Packers. I mean, it's not a really strong team. This game here, it's in Minnesota. The Raiders, I don't know. I have trouble with the Vikings. It seems like they just don't. I don't know. They caught lightning in 2017, and then just since then, I don't know, been sort of a mediocre team. Raiders, on the other hand, not only because I'm rooting for them, but I just feel like they have the whole Antonio Brown situation, and I know they lost to the Chiefs, but I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. They gave the Chiefs a run for their money. The first quarter, the Chiefs didn't know what to do. They at least gave them a game. They gave them a run for their money. I feel like if they can put in that same performance again against the Vikings, that should be enough to beat them. I got Oakland winning this game. Next game up, we're not even going to waste things. We have to waste time because we have to talk about what's going on. But New England Patriots, New York Jets. Of course, I got the New England Patriots winning this game. I think the spread's like 22 points. Given the fact the Patriots have outscored opponents like 80-6 in their last 3 games or whatever the crazy stat is, of course, got New England in this game, obviously. You look at New England, so New England's got Antonio Brown now. It's like this guy could be suspended at any time, so you kind of have to hold the phone on that. But you look at this team, people talk about 19-0. Honestly, the Patriots' schedule, if you look at it, they don't play a good team until, I think it's like in November. They have to play the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Ravens. So it's like, and other than that, every other team is crap. So they have 4 somewhat difficult games, assuming things stay on the course that they're on until then. But you look at it and it's like, I feel like the Ravens, they're going to have an answer for them. They're not going to lose to the Eagles again like they lost them in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So you look at that. And then you look at, the Cowboys, who I just have a hard time seeing the Patriots losing to the freaking Dallas Cowboys. I mean, come on. Even though they're good, they're not going to lose to Cowboys. But then it just comes down to the Chiefs. And really, they have a chance to go 15-1, 14-2, or I'm sorry, 15-1, maybe 16-0. One of the things, though, is it's hard to be 16-0 because teams start teeing off on you. And like what happened to them in 2007, the last team to go 16-0, when they ultimately lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. I mean, part of the reason why it's hard to go undefeated in the NFL is because of the salary cap, so you can't. You're limited in terms of personnel. Injuries, even if you put together a 19-0 team, it's hard to keep everybody on the field. Suspensions, whether that's drugs, misconduct, steroids, whatever. So you got just keeping everybody on the field, basically. And then, even if you are really good and you are going 16-0, you've got other teams that, that aren't going to make the Super Bowl, teams that are kind of bad. When they play you, they kind of look at this like, okay, we've got nothing to lose. Let's just give this team everything else. Let's tee off on them, hit them hard. Which would happen to the Patriots in 2007, so then you get risk of injuries again. And then, if you're not alert one week and a team puts everything into beating you, that can happen. So you kind of have to be alert for those things. However, given the injuries in the league and how much the teams on the Patriots' schedule suck, and the fact that I don't think they're going to lose to the Eagles again, they're definitely not going to lose to the Cowboys, and by then the Ravens are going to come back down to earth. Basically, if they can get past the Chiefs, which I think they actually have the defense to stop the Chiefs. I mean, I think their defense is pretty damn good. I think they will go 16-0. Will they go 19-0? I mean, look, who are they going to get in the Super Bowl? That's the thing. Like, the Saints are kind of out of the picture now, so it's like, who are they going to get? They're going to get Cowboys, the Rams, or the Eagles. And at that point, they played the Rams in the Super Bowl. They played the Eagles, in the regular season. They will have played the Cowboys in the regular season. And they're either only going to get one of those teams. So it's like, it basically comes down to Cowboys, Eagles, Rams. I don't think they lose to the Cowboys. They're just not gonna. There's just a coaching disparity there that the Cowboys I don't think are going to be able to overcome. The Eagles, I feel like they're not going to lose to them again, but if they beat them in the regular season and they have to play them again, shortly thereafter in the Super Bowl, I still don't think they'd lose, but I think that would be a really close game. I think of all, and then the Rams, of course, I just don't believe the Rams have the luster that they had last season. I just don't think that they do. However, if the Rams go in there and say, hey, this is what they did to us last time, shutting us down, we need to adjust. But then at the same time, the Patriots kind of got shut down by the Rams too, and now they have more weapons on offense. So it's like, they could, they wouldn't make the same mistakes that they made before. Now they made mistakes, they just wouldn't have the same difficulties. So you kind of look at that and you say, like, that's kind of a wash. So I mean, the only team I'd actually be concerned about is, I don't know. I think they're going 19-0. I just don't see how they're going to lose a game. So, anyways, that's enough on this game. Of course, getting eliminated. Next team up, Detroit Lions at the Eagles. So the Eagles, well, let's talk about the Lions for a second. So the Detroit Lions are 1-0-1. They had a tie week 1. They win last week. You look at a team like the Lions, and of course they sucked last year. A new head coach. They're figuring things out, and it looks like this season they might finally have. I'm not saying that, they're a playoff contender, and really, in addition to the Raiders, I think the Lions are another team. Specifically, their fan base is a fan base that's kind of suffered for too long, even longer than the Raiders. I mean, I feel like they kind of deserve a team, but it's not going to be this year, I'm going to tell you that. But it seems like this is a team that could go like 9-7, 10-6, 11-5 maybe. I mean, I don't really... Sky's kind of the limit here, but or actually, no, that can't happen because they have a tie. So like 10-4-1 or like something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I feel like this is a team that it's turning the corner. The Eagles, on the other hand, are a team that I think, to the extent you can, I think they sort of regained the mojo they had going in 2017. They did lose to the Falcons last week. I think they are an incomplete team. I think they're missing, I think they're missing another piece on offense. You know what I mean? I would say that. Their defense, on the other hand, I'd say it's okay, but at the same time, if you want to win a Super Bowl, I think they're just missing a few pieces. But altogether, I think they're a pretty sound football team. As far as this game goes, I kind of already talked about them before. As far as what I think is going to happen with them this season, I think they could get to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to get. They'll get at least to the NFC divisional round. But as far as what happens this season, it kind of remains to be seen. But as far as this game goes, I guess I get the Lions beating the Eagles. I just feel like the Lions, they get a tie week 1, they win week 2. Matt Patricia, the guy's kind of a tactician. I just feel like they can scheme this one up. I got the Lions winning this game. Next thing up, Panthers and Cardinals. Let's not waste a lot of time here. I got the Cardinals winning this game. The Panthers suck so much. I hate the Panthers. All right, the next game, New York Giants, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, if you thought the last matchup sucks, look at this one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the New York Giants. That is an awful game. I mean, that is like, whatever. Daniel Jones. All right, so I guess we have to talk about this crap. So Daniel Jones takes over for Eli Manning. That team has nothing. They have no offense, no defense, really nothing going on. They lost Odell Beckham. Not that I'm a huge Odell Beckham fan, but they got. So basically, it's Saquon, it's Daniel Jones, and Eli Manning watching from the sideline. Like that, there's three guys are basically the whole organization at this point. Basically, Saquon's the only guy where you can say, okay, this guy's a pro. This guy can ball. Other than that, come on. That's. I'm trying to come up with things to say about this game. This game is really, really bad. I mean, this is awful. But it's Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay hasn't been relevant since like 2002. I mean, really, like this is. I can't even talk about this. This sucks so bad. Like the only way this could be worse is if it was like the Jets at Tampa on like Thursday night. And and there was like I said before, like a lightning delay, and then there's like a bunch of injuries, and then like 100 penalties, 14 challenges. The game's 4 hours. That's the only way this could be worse, really. Like 20 turnovers. Like that's the only way it could be worse. But I mean, this is a bad game. I don't know. Give me the Giants. Let's see if the Giants all of a sudden pull it together this week with Daniel Jones. So I mean that's kind of this is a bad. This is a bad game, man. This game sucks. Like, this is a bad game. All right, so next game. Boy, this is a bad season. All right, we got Houston. Unless things turn the corner, Houston Texans at Los Angeles Chargers. I still call them the San Diego Chargers. That's kind of ridiculous. It's the San Diego Chargers. So yeah, Texans Chargers. I mean, these are two teams that I think are very similar in the fact that I think these are two teams that they've got the pieces, but they can't put them together. The Texans. It's like the Texans are a team that I feel like have just, like I said, they have the pieces, but they haven't been able to put it together. You got Deshaun Watson, you got Watt, you got Hopkins, you've got like, they've got enough pieces, but they just can't put it together. Usually you look to the coach, but in this case, I feel like Bill O'Brien, he's not the worst coach. I mean, he's got a clue, but I don't know. It's just for some reason they haven't been able to put it together. The Chargers, on the other hand, you got, it's like, it's a similar team, because you look at them and you see, what 50 kids, Phillip Rivers. I call him 50 kids, Phillip Rivers. And then it's like both of these teams. It's like that's the thing that kind of gives me pause. Like both of these teams on paper have what you need, but they just can't. They can't get it going. The Texans, they have to go west. The Chargers are hosting them. I mean, I don't know. Give me the Chargers to win this game. It's kind of upsetting, but it's like given how much the team sucked this year. Like these are two teams that you feel like should have a clue. The Chargers last season, the Texans the season before. They had something going, and it kind of dies out. They're both 1-1 sort of listing teams that it's kind of unfortunate. Next game, New Orleans Saints at Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are a team I feel like people should be talking about. I feel like the Seahawks. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to compete in terms of like going to a Super Bowl, but every year the Seahawks never just suck. You know what I mean? Like they'll go like 10-6, 11-5. Maybe they don't make the playoffs, but they're never 2-14. At least during kind of the Russell Wilson era here. I feel like Pete Carroll's a good coach in the sense that he keeps the team competitive. Guys buy in. Guys listen to him. And I feel like if this were any other week, I'd say the Saints are going to mop the floor with them. Saints lost Drew Brees. Saints lose this game. Give me Seattle. Next game, Pittsburgh Steelers, San Francisco 49ers. So the Steelers are a team that they just got what's his name from they just traded for not on the Dolphins, Minka Fitzpatrick. It's kind of an odd name, to be honest with you. But anyways, so you get Minka Fitzpatrick, probably I was going to say the best player on the Dolphins, really the only player on the Dolphins. I mean, the rest of those guys are scrubs. He goes to Seattle. I don't know why you would do that when you lose Roethlisberger for the season, because it's not like you're really be competing this year anyways. Maybe it's a move for the future. Who knows? But, you look at this team. You look at, it's like, I don't know what they're doing out in Pittsburgh. I don't get it. Like, it's a team that's just chronically underachieved year after year. The 49ers, on the other hand, 2-0, Jimmy Garoppolo. A guy who I feel like has wasted half his career. I mean, he's a backup in New England forever. He goes to the 49ers at the end of the season, so that doesn't really count. Then the next season he tears his ACL and he's out. Now he's like 27 or something like that, or it's almost like he's like 27, and he's just this is kind of his first season. It's rough. Of course, I got the 49ers winning this game because Pittsburgh doesn't have Roethlisberger. Not that he's super great. It's just that, come on, what are they going to do without him? You look at the 49ers. I just feel like that's a team that I don't think they're going to compete in the NFC. It's kind of like Seattle. Like everybody's talking about, the Eagles, the Rams, formerly the Saints, unless Drew Brees comes back and they hold it together and he's his hand is okay after his surgery, which is today. But I feel like the 49ers, Seahawks, like those are two teams that I think should be in the conversation, and they're not. I think because ultimately I don't think they're going to be able to get past, I don't think they're going to get past the Rams or the Eagles or the Cowboys. But we'll see. As far as this game goes, I get the 49ers win this game. But that's what I got. All right, next game. I was going to say, Pittsburgh's not winning this game. All right, next game, Rams and Browns. The Rams. Not much to talk about here. Last game of the week, Chicago Bears at the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins, I almost want to put together some kind of a research project to figure this out. Why does nobody talk about the Washington Redskins? The Washington Redskins are like the Miami Marlins of the NFL. They're like the, I don't know, they're like the, all right, let me just spell this out for you. All right, they're like the, the Miami Marlins, the Washington Redskins, they're like the Miami Marlins of the NFL. They're like the Calgary Flames of the NFL, the Winnipeg Jets of the NFL. Going to hockey, if you go to basketball, they're like the Denver Nuggets of the, they're just not even. The Washington Redskins, nobody ever talks about this team. And I get it's because they've sucked forever, but it's like, There's nothing. There's no coverage on this team. Like you can put on NFL Network, ESPN, all the sports channels, and you will never hear about the Washington. You will hear about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers more than you hear about the Washington Redskins. Like nobody talks about this team. And I'm not saying they should because they suck. I'm not saying that, but it's like I don't know. It's something like every time they have a game, it's like because I think about like what's going on with the team, and I always realize when I get to the Washington Redskins that I haven't heard anything because nobody talks about them. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of because they're bad. They're in a crowded division with teams that the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants. I mean, those teams are more preeminent than of course the Redskins. But it's like I don't get that. Trubisky sucks. The Redskins suck more. You know what? Give me the Redskins for this game. Just out of spite because nobody will talk about this. It's kind of annoying. It's like how you can't talk about the Cowboys all day. It's like all you hear about is the Cowboys, and you don't hear about I mean, it's like half of all the coverage is the Cowboys, then the I don't know, like Seth Darnold's got mono, then it's Giants, Eli Manning drama, then it's like the Drew Brees, and then the Patriots, and like that's it. And they don't talk about anybody else. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I got the Redskins winning this game. All right, guys, those are my picks for this week. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what your picks predictions are in the comments down below. You got any ideas? Let me know in terms of what you think could happen. Any reactions to any of my takes? Let me know. Other than that, until next time, I'll do for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.